Hello and welcome back to Nebuchadnezzar. Once again, I want to thank Nepos Games for giving me the key to this preview version to play for you today. This game will be available on Steam on February 17th, but for now we are playing in the preview version, which has all of the campaign missions pre-unlocked for us. However, we're going to be playing through them in order anyway. So the Ubaid Period. Ubaid Period was a prehistoric culture originally located in southern Mesopotamia, which later also appeared in northern Mesopotamia. 6500 to 3800 BC. So in this campaign, or in this scenario, we have two objectives: a population of 1350 and 16 standard houses. The Ubaid Period was a prehistoric culture in ancient Mesopotamia which lasted between 6500 and 3800 BC in southern Mesopotamia. It was also present in northern Mesopotamia between approximately 5300 and 4300 BC. The culture was known for its large settlements without walls and rectangular houses of clay bricks with multiple rooms. The first temples, which were the first public buildings, also began to appear. Irrigation started playing a very important role in agriculture. Irrigation was based on irrigation canals to provide moisture to crops as they grew. This was also when people began using the plow. This invention led to an abundance of food, and people could begin specializing. We thus see the rise of the first specialized jobs, such as potters and tailors. However, the majority of the population still worked in agriculture. This led to the first stratification of society and the emergence of the first ruling classes. In this period, these are mainly families connected to the chieftain of the settlement. Power also became hereditary, laying the foundations for the city-states of the future. Eridu. Eridu was the southernmost Sumerian city. It was founded in 5400 BC and is considered one of the oldest cities in the world. According to the Sumerian king list, Eridu was the first city in the world. It has a special place in Sumerian mythology as the home of the god Enki. Eridu was abandoned in around 600 BC, probably due to significant rise of the saline water table and desertification caused by intense irrigation. So we were up here in the northern Mesopotamia area, now we've moved down to the south. Let's go ahead and start playing this on normal difficulty. Your people have been growing crops on the fertile soil near the river since time immemorial. However, as your population grows, this form of agriculture is becoming insufficient. It might be time to try a different approach to irrigation. Time to dig. Hello, in this mission I'll show you how to use the irrigation to create fertile soil in areas which are not naturally fertile. As you can see, this map only has a single location where we can build a farm. Yet this location does not have enough natural moisture. Still, let's begin by building a few farms. So first we need to build a livestock farm. Build that here. And then we need to build a crop farm. Here. Next we need to build irrigation canals in the highlighted area. So those are here under infrastructure. Irrigation canal. Go there. And here. And here. The irrigation canals are ready, but they don't contain any water. We'll need to build an irrigation pump. Okay, so that's also here under irrigation. That goes there. As you can see, water is now flowing into the canals, but there isn't enough for the whole system. That's because each pump only has limited power and can only fill a limited number of canal pieces. So for longer canals, you need to build more pumps. So you can see here, it begins to kind of fade out a little bit as we get into the canal, and then these parts of the canal are empty. Let's build a couple more irrigation pumps. We're directed. And then we need to connect those pumps to the rest of the system. Like that. Excellent. Irrigation is now set up and working as needed, so we can continue building more agricultural infrastructure. Next we need to build a warehouse here, and then we need to build roads. Here, and here. Great, everything is almost ready. The only thing we're missing is fields and pastures. So we need to build 36 wheat fields, and that'll cover something like this. That's 35, 36. And then this one we need to build 36 pastures. Something like this. 36. Excellent. I'll now show you a more advanced technique for setting up warehouses. As you might have already noticed, space is a valuable resource in Nebuchadnezzar. Perhaps even the most valuable one, so building a separate warehouse for each type of good is often not the best approach. I'll show you with your own warehouse. This warehouse will be used as a storage point for products from farms, while other buildings will take the products they need from the warehouse. To ensure smooth transport, we need to guarantee that warehouses will always have enough space for wheat as well as for milk. To do so, we'll activate all goods for the warehouse except for the wheat and milk. You learned how to do that in the first mission. To continue, set one warehouse to only accept wheat and milk. Okay, so not this, and not this. The next step will be to set up maximum capacities. This allows us to ensure that the warehouse won't store more than the allowed amount of goods. Use the buttons shown to set the maximum capacity. So we need to set wheat to 28 and milk to 8. Good. You might be wondering why we set precisely this ratio for maximum capacity. The reason is simple. Milk is produced at the same rate throughout the year, while wheat is only harvested during a few months of the year. This means we need more space to handle all the wheat produced in a short time span. In future missions, don't be afraid to experiment with various storage settings. You'll need to. And the last thing I'd like to show you in this mission is Info Layer. The Info Layer is a very important tool that can provide crucial aid when searching for problems in your city. You can activate it by using the goods buttons in the upper panel, up here, or by using the keyboard shortcuts 1 through 9. So let's hit 1, and that selects the wheat overlay. Good, it might not be showing too much information right now, but that's because your production in your city is not yet very developed. But this function will be very useful in the future. A detailed description is available in the Advisor Help panel. There you'll find several practical usage examples. So, this is where goods are produced. This is where goods are consumed. This is where goods are consumed by inhabitants. Good production. And this is where they're provided by sellers. And this is where they're not used. So we can toggle through all the 5 buttons we have so far to see where those might be. We'll go here to the help thing, and we can read through all those help things that have been popping up here in the side panel that Gilgamesh has kind of advised us on separately, so we don't need to read through them. And that's all for this mission. You did great, and you can now proceed to building your city. Okay, so we need to have our population and our standard houses up. So I want to take a look at where we might want to place a couple of things. The first one is where we might want to place the market. The poor market needs to be in range of this warehouse, but it's also going to need to be in range of the warehouse that we build to hold the bread and the, spoiler alert, pottery. So let's also take a look at where can we bake the bread. That could be baked here. It can also be baked over here. Maybe this is the better option. But we also need to be able to plan for where we place a warehouse at. And that might be well placed here. Yeah, I think we're going to place this here. Let's put down a road along 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, put a road along here. Just so we have the space there. And then we'll put our bakeries right here. And of course we have no people to work at any of this stuff right now. So we need to put down houses. But before we put down houses, let's put down our poor market. And I'm going to look at what this well does also. Okay, so the well needs to have, well highlighted areas here. So maybe that might be a good spot for it. I'm going to put it down just so that I have spacing properly. And then let's look at the market again. The market could be right next to it. Or we could space it out by 1. That's not a bad idea. And then let's put a road in right here. And maybe this way also. And then we need to build 16 standard houses. So let's see about that. I think I want to build 2 rows of... That's 10. that's 15. And we could put one out here at 16. But is that going to be a problem as far as the roads go? Yeah, there's a thing there that I got to deal with. So, our first settlers have arrived. Let's take these houses out. And let's see if we can find a better way to place them. Housing. Actually, the only one we can't do is that one there. Do this like this. We can put one here and we can put that one back there. Okay, I think that'll work out. Let's draw this road like this. And we'll have to zigzag a little bit here. And come back this way though. Alright, now we have workers. So we should be fulfilling our worker demands here very soon. Especially now when we're getting the, whatchamacallits in place here. I'm going to ignore the well for right now. But I do want to hire, or I do want to set these restrictions here. Those two items, let's do about 16 of each. And then we'll set up, or purchase, or not purchase, assign our bread and milk sellers here. And then we'll set our path for them to go this way, there, and back home. And then this one we can clone that. And that should be good to go. Okay, can we get rid of that? There we go. The blinking green was bothering me. Alright, so we just hit January, so they're planting now. We have 480 workers in our 16 houses. 30 times 16 is 480. And we're still going to ignore this building. Actually, I'm going to put it to sleep just so that, well, now it's even flashing two things. Never mind. Never mind. Okay, and I think so far the transporters are working not all the time, so that's good. We do have one additional card slot here. We could do a seller or a transporter. I'm concerned, though, because right now we're missing bread, that 2 transporters wouldn't be enough for 3 sellers. Because once we get to making pottery, we're going to have to worry about that. But I want to let this get to starting to sell bread so we can get to the poorhouses first before we start selling or start making pottery. Okay, looks like we're starting to get ready to bake some bread. Yep, they're working. And so here we could add a 3rd baker, or we could add a 2nd transporter. It looks like the transporter might be fine with keeping up with at least the 2 we have. How are we doing? We are starting to upgrade to poorhouses. So now we have a demand for pottery and water for the next level. Let's take a look at our statistics here. We're producing all 18 of our wheat. Well, we're not really consuming it all just yet. Bread, on the other hand, we are producing. We're only going to need to consume 16 because we have 16 houses, and that's fine. And then milk we are producing and consuming. This percentage is current efficiency. Okay. Yeah, so they kind of go up and down, but at least it tells us where we can go. We're still having trouble filling the houses. Yeah, I think these guys are going to need some additional help, more so than having a 3rd seller here. So maybe we'll hire another transporter, which can help with making the, especially once the bread comes in, that'll get the bread to them faster. So I think while that's going on, we can probably start now with the pottery. So we're going to need to make enough pottery for 18, which I'm guessing is going to be 2 ceramics workshops. We could put them here. Potentially that goes to the edge of that road. And then we want to have 2 clay mines. And those are going to have to be out here in the sandy part of the desert, not the rocky part. So we'll put them way out here, like this. And then since those are so far out, we can probably just put the ceramic workshops right next to, like this. We're going to want this to accept pottery, which we have it already set to do. And we need to build a dirt road out at least to there. And that should start getting the pottery going. Let's check our statistics. And my guess was correct that 2 clay pits will provide enough for 18. And then we'll consume 18 to make 18, to produce 18 pottery. And then this is how much that we have the capacity to consume, which is 12. That's because we currently have 12 poorhouses, and we have 4 more to go. Alright, so as that's going, we're also going to need another market, because as we figured out, this one needs that 3rd transporter at least some of the time. So let's go ahead and build another market that I am drawing. There it is. I'm drawing a blank on where it is. People are leaving the city. You cannot provide your people with the living conditions they are used to and expect. Left with no choice, they have decided to search for a better life elsewhere. So this house here just demoted itself. Oh, good thing I didn't try to put it there. Let's go here for this market. Here we have 2 transporters available, and our city is flourishing and people are coming back. And we want to add a cellar here for pottery. Let's add a route for this one. To there, to here, and back to there again. And that should be fine, and this one is now distributing pottery. We have a little bit of a dearth of workers here. But I think that's just as our population grows. It could be a range thing, though, which would not be great. Distance from the houses, that is. And we also need to distribute our water. So let's add a route for the water carrier as well here. Excellent. So now that we have water and pottery being distributed, we are now upgrading to standard houses. We now have 4 out of our 16 houses are up to the standard level. And we just need to get more pottery, more water, and more bread. And I'm assuming the water, the milk is fine. It's the bread that is our holdup. I'm assuming that's just a timing thing. Let's speed up the game a little. For a little while, I mean. And let's see how everything goes. Some of this could be a distance thing from the bakeries here to the warehouse where they're... Although we're consuming it as fast as it's coming in, so that can't be it. We're up to 11 standard houses, so that's good. Hopefully we can maintain 12 now. And we've passed our population goal. That is just kind of a matter of balancing and we have a lack of pottery. Okay. That's probably just a time thing as well. Hopefully. Hopefully we don't lose any, get demoted any houses. That would be great. There's 2 cellars go past. We have a small stockpile of pottery, but see the houses that get walked past first build up a little bit of a buffer. There it goes. So the buffer builds up, and then they end up taking a while to get to the houses that are at the end of the loop. So we've finished this mission. I'm going to go ahead and continue to the next mission, because there's not a whole lot else again to do in this one. We could build more houses, we could build up more farms and such, but we're kind of at the point now where better to proceed to the next mission. Uruk Period. 2,000 population objective, 32 standard houses, and a temple. The Uruk period is considered one of the most important periods in Mesopotamian history. A number of inventions appear in this period, and these had great impact not just in Mesopotamia, but around the world as a whole. These include the invention of the pottery wheel, significant progress in writing, and the rise of the first city-states. It is dated between approximately 4000 and 3100 BC. We are not sure what state structures were present in this period. There is no evidence of an empire with Uruk as its capital in this period, though the most likely scenario is that there were political structures similar to those of city-states. Still, it is clear that large changes to power structures and dynamics took place during the Uruk period. A ruling stratum gradually emerged, obtaining power in public institutions. This was also related to the development of iconography, a tool which supported these strata. We don't know whether these ruling strata and their institutions were organized more like a palace or a temple. Yet there is no evidence that these institutions controlled the majority of the population as far as production is concerned. The economic aspects of the city remained in the hands of the individual houses, whose sizes could range between large public institutions and small family organizations. Uruk was a city founded in the 5th millennium BC. During the 4th millennium BC, it played an important role in the urbanization of Mesopotamia, at which time it had a population of 30,000 to 50,000. Based on the Sumerian king list, it was also the home of the legendary king Gilgamesh. The city was abandoned in the 7th century BC. During the Uruk period, there was great development of public architecture in the city. The temple complex dedicated to the goddess Inanna covered over 4,000 square meters. That's a huge change from the previous period when the largest known temple had a maximum area of only 280 square meters. This is another clear sign of the significant development of the ability to organize the workforce and obtain materials in this period. So again, we'll play on normal difficulty. King Enmerkar has a very important task for you. You are to build the city of Uruk, and in it a grand temple to the goddess Inanna. At your service, my king. Greetings and welcome back. This time I won't delay you too much and will only introduce some new functions you'll encounter in this mission for the first time. But I won't describe them in detail and won't hold your hand this time. I don't want to keep you from managing your city. That's why it's important you have a look at these in the advisor help menu. The first new mechanic is caravans. As you surely know, the range of haulers can be very limiting and won't let you transport goods long distance. But that's what caravans are here for. Caravans transport goods between warehouses no matter how far they are from each other, and as with sellers, their route needs to be manually configured. The second mechanic is monuments. Monuments are gigantic structures that require a huge amount of resources to complete, but they're also a beautiful landmark for your city and provide a huge amount of prestige. And the best thing about them is that you can customize them to look just like you want. That's all for now. Enjoy building your city. Okay, well, that's great. So we have, let's pause for a moment here. We have a small fertile area over here, and we have fertile areas along the river that we can then expand with canals. Let's take a look at some of the new stuff, the new buttons we have here. We have this new button, which is grass and small garden decorations. And we have this new button, which is the temple design. That looks like a pre-built temple, maybe. And this one is another pre-built temple option, apparently. But we're going to have to wait till we can build the temples. In the first place, we need to build some farms. So we're going to need to have 32 standard houses. So right away that tells me that we need to have more crop farms and livestock farms than we've had so far. If I do some quick back of napkin math, the crop farm, as we've been building it, holds 36 fields which can feed 18 houses. If we added a third worker to that farm, that would increase it to support up to 27 houses, which isn't enough. So we need to have 2 crop farms eventually, each with 2 or each with, yeah, 2 sets of fields, 36 total fields, and the same answer goes for the livestock farms. So let's see about where we might want to put a crop farm, or a pair of crop farms here in the city. We could put them out here, although that might be a little bit, yeah, that might be a little bit tough to accomplish. Exactly. Well, maybe not. We could put them out here, but I think we should take advantage of the irrigation options and build them up here. Let's do this one. I could get completely in an irrigation area if I built here. I could also do the same if I built one here. So maybe we should start with 2 farm areas, one here and one here. And we can build the rest of them at a later time when we want to expand our city. Let's build a dirt road. Oops, connecting down to here. And I think I want to straighten out this road a little bit, just because it looks kind of insane. Let's straighten that out like that. And then we'll build our wheat farms here. And the game is still paused, by the way. We'll go with 18 there, and 18 there. And I hope that I planned this correctly. And we'll do pastures times 18 there, and I didn't plan it correctly. That's 31. Change this maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do that. And can I get 5 more over here? Almost. Well, maybe in that case we move. Is there a move option? I don't think so. No. Let's delete that and we'll build a new farm. When you build stuff and delete stuff, you get everything back, so it's not a loss. I think we started there, so I think I just need to go 1 away. Maybe I'll go. Maybe I should go all the way out here. Yeah, I think I should. Let's change our wheat farm here a little bit. Remove our goat farm rather. Okay, there we go. I knew it wasn't working properly, but I couldn't tell why or how. There, and then we'll build our wheat farm out here instead. That'll go here, except for that one space. That's fine. And we'll just put that one in here instead. And that's 36. And then we need to build our road. And it'll come up like this. Okay, so that's our 2 farm areas. Why does that look like it's not working? It is. No. And then we need to have a warehouse for this stuff. And I'm probably going to straighten out this road a little bit more. You know, I don't like curvy lines. Let's do that instead. And this here. And let's look at where we can put a warehouse in to buffer our goods. Warehouse is here. Ooh, Caravanserai. Caravanserai? Something like that. We could do the same like we did in the last scenario and deliver the raw goods here. And I do like the idea that they had with the 28 and 8. So we'll continue that idea. And then we want to do some bakeries. So let's put in our bakeries maybe right here. Let's move that one over by 1. And then we'll need to deliver that bread to a house or to a market to sell at houses. Let's plan for 2 markets. Markets are here. 1. Or do I want this differently? Let's put the markets here and here eventually. And then we'll build our roads in here. And then I want to build in some houses. And I still have the game paused. Let's put in a lot of houses. We're going to need to have 32, so let's do a row of 16. No, let's do it like this. 8 there. 8 here. And then we'll do 8 here, and we'll do 8 here. And then we need roads going this way. And there. And it messed me up. I did something wrong here. These come out. So that should be 32 total houses. 8, yeah. 8 by 4 is 32. And this isn't enough food for all these houses, so I'm actually not going to leave them all here, but this is at least my plan. We'll just have one interior loop here to begin with. Okay, let's put in a little bit more road. One across here. That'll give them access to this warehouse. And then I want to put in another warehouse here on this side of the road. And this will be for sold goods, or for manufactured goods. To start with, it'll be the bread, and then eventually we'll add pottery and bricks to the mix. Let's take that out, at least for now though. That one as well. We'll knock this down to 16 or so for now. Although maybe it'd be 12 with the possibility of having bricks in here. Yeah, let's put the bricks in here now. There we go. And now I think we can let our people into the city. And we can add in our workers here. Yeah, let's put bread and milk here. Set up a route. First settlers have arrived. There. And then we'll add this one to that as well. Excellent. And then this caravan will sell the pottery, or this market rather, will sell the pottery and the bricks. Okay, we have workers coming in. We have goats being raised. We have fields being planted, or rather had been planting and are now growing. Wait a minute, they only planted that many? Oh, they mustn't have gotten the workers till March. That's a bummer. So, let's look at what else we can do. We can make a clay mine, ceramic workshop, and a brickworks, and those both use clay. So we're going to have a lot of clay to mine here. And that might be what this area here is actually good for, because it's a nice smooth area. And we only need to go this far with our houses. So we have a lot of area here for clay mining. So maybe I will actually only use, or maybe actually I will not use this market, or this warehouse at all. And I'm going to put this warehouse up here instead. Let's set that to not you and not you. 12 of you, not you. 12 of you. And then let's not accept goods here. Okay, and then we can delete that. Workers are, or more people are coming in as our houses reach the poorhouse level. With that little bit of bread we made, that's not surprising that we only upgraded one. Okay, let's zip through the next growing season here and get to harvesting season so we can get some bread going. All right, excellent. Okay. And people are leaving our city. But they'll come back. We just didn't have a stable supply of bread yet. They will come back. As you can see, the houses are being upgraded, as some houses are downgrading, but that's okay, we'll get there. And there they go. Okay. but we still can't support more than this number of houses with the food and milk that we have, so we're going to leave it where it is for now. So the next task would be to either upgrade or add another farm and another, well, 2 more farms, I guess, a livestock farm and a crop farm, or we could move to pottery. I think maybe it's better to do that part first. That way we can do the additional houses. And I think I actually want to take advantage of this green area down here and also use it to learn how to use the Caravans. So let's do a crop farm. And we can kind of be lazy here and put it down more or less wherever. I think that'll be a good place there. And then we'll do a livestock farm. Again, more or less wherever, but we'll go 1, 2, 3 away. I think that'll work. Let's plan this out with the fields here and there. And then this one can get planned out with pasture lands here and no. Nope. Alright, let's delete that then. Reposition. Yeah, let's reposition the livestock farm right in here, I think. Pasture comes out this way and then out to here. Okay, now we just need roads to get there. And I want to take a dirt road across here and down from here, and I want to put in a warehouse that is accessible by both of those, that has only those 2 items again selected, 28 and 8. How did you get workers? There's no road leading to your place of employment. Interesting. Okay, and this can go across here. That'll connect that up to the roads that we apparently didn't need. And I didn't check this, but are you actually too far away for that milk? Oh, I know why. I didn't care. Let's go over here to the... Wait a minute. Where is the caravan? Oh, here it is. Caravanserai. We're going to put that in here. And we're going to hire... caravan for hauling wheat and a caravan for hauling milk. We're going to add a job for this one to go from this to there, and then this one to pick up that same path. Don't leave us. And I think that means that they will haul... Oh, I need to set the colors here. So there's a red and a green. Some caravans visiting warehouses without being configured to load unload. So we have the ability to load, I'm assuming, is red, and to unload, which is green. Yes, okay, good. So we need to do the same thing here and here. And now the caravans will take the milk and the grain, the wheat, and deliver it over here, where this market can access that that milk, and these bakeries, which we need to also build a couple more of those, can access that wheat. Although technically they didn't need to, because they could have reached over here. But it's kind of fun to do, so I did it. That's not what I wanted. I want that overlay again. Yeah, so these ones, actually all 4 of these could reach this warehouse. So we didn't actually need to have a caravan hauling the wheat back and forth. But like I said, that's kind of fun. Okay. So I think this is enough for this episode. We're kind of at the point where we finished the last scenario, although we did take a look at the caravans. And I want to pause here and come back in the next episode, finish this scenario, and hopefully complete the next one. So thank you all for joining me, and I will see you then. Bye for now.